Welcome to the show from Big Time Rush. Carlos, my man, how are you?
Dude, so good. Just getting ready for this tour, man.
Dude, so the last time I saw you, I know that's the worst way to start an interview because you're like, oh God, I've heard this a million times. But we were in Des Moines. You guys were playing the Iowa State Fair. It was your birthday. And I was like, I gotta get Carlos some Big Time Rush for his birthday. So I went to Target and found like this drink called Chick Drink. And it was basically seltzer before seltzer. And it came in a pink can. It was Witness the Chickness was the tagline. And they
What?
never some after that. Yeah. The video's on YouTube. But that
Are
was
you kidding me?
no, yeah, it's probably the best birthday of your life, right? Um,
Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna look up this video afterwards.
no, please, please. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys, man. It's a huge thing. You guys back on the tour. Of course, you're gonna be here in July with Jax and Max. Very excited for that. But the one thing I wanted to ask, man, is like obviously there was the TV show back in the day. There was the band. What was the casting like? Would they say they were going to do a band that was doing a TV show? Like, how did the whole thing start for you guys?
Dude, I remember I got my manager at the time called me and said, "Hey, there's this audition for this Nickelodeon boy band." And I had just done a reality show called Making Menudo, where they were
Yeah.
trying to find the new Menudo, and I didn't make it. I got like ninth place and got kicked off. And I was so butthurt about it that I got the call and I was like, I'm done with boy bands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I was like some like 17-year-old kid who was like, I don't want to be in a boy band. No. So he like begged me. He's like, please, dude, it's a great opportunity. So I sent in a tape. I literally made a tape, a VHS tape, and like sent it in. And they loved me. And they said, hey man, can you come and meet producers and do this? And within like 2 weeks, I was cast in the show. And Logan and James had already been part of it for about a year, and they were cast at well, they weren't officially cast, but they were the top favorites.
Sure.
But Nickelodeon did like 2 years of casting for this, so like they would do a big like cattle call, find their people, weed some people out, do another big cattle call, find some people, weed them out, do another big cattle call, and they did it. I think there were 3 screen tests. James and Logan were the first one. I was found in the second one. And then we actually shot a pilot with somebody else other than Kendall.
Oh wow. Okay.
Kendall Kendall had auditioned in the first round and didn't get picked. And we shot a pilot, and this kid's name was Kurt Hansen. So talented. He was a Broadway guy. Nickelodeon felt that he was just a little too old.
Sure.
Um, so they pick up the show, but then we literally get told they're recasting. But they didn't tell us who they were recasting. They just said they're recasting. So I'm like at my first year at the Boston Conservatory going, it could be me. I'm like, I'm the
Yeah.
only Latino guy. So it's either like a good thing or a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
but they knew from the beginning that it was going to be Kurt. I wish they would have just said something. So they end up doing another big cattle call. They find Kendall and a few other guys, and they flew us back to LA. And I remember we did like a screen test where we like read
Yeah.
and sang with each guy. And after Kendall left, the three of us were in the room, and the execs look at us and the writer of the show, and we said, "That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
guy." So that afternoon, they pulled all four of us into a room, and they said, "You're the band." And we were like,
Dude,
"Yes, yeah,
look at there's four hockey players from Minnesota doing great things. You know what I mean?
yes, exactly."
What was it? I mean, so it was interesting because like that era of TV in general, like Nick and Disney were trying to put out kids that be on TV and then put the albums out. You guys were a little bit older, which looking back now, I imagine might have been a bit of a benefit because you were a little bit more mature and maybe had more awareness. Did you feel like that compared to like, Miley was like 12?
I think for the show that they wanted to create and the hours that they needed people to work, the
Yeah.
fact that we were all 18 and up was the only way to get it done. I mean, we
Yeah.
were doing 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks on set because that's just how they were shooting the show. And then we would spend our weekends recording music, and then we'd go back. And I think any kids under 18 with their moms and this and because kids on set can't work that long.
Yeah.
I think they have like an 8 hour
Yeah.
filming day versus we normally work on a normal day 12 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Sometimes 15, sometimes 16. But yeah, I don't think that it could have happened. I mean, we were literally traveling around and performing and doing this, and I like if we were any younger, I don't think that it would have turned out the way that it turned out.
The one thing I always thought was an odd move too was when 1D came over. I remember they had them open for you guys a couple times.
Yeah, I know.
To me, looking back now, it's like that seems like an odd spot to put both groups in, where it's kind of like a little backstreet in sync of like, here's the new guys on the block. You guys are taking steam. Did it feel that way internally?
Yeah. Yeah. We had the same label. And I remember when they pitched it to us, we were like, no.
Yeah.
And the label at the time was like, it's gonna happen. Like, we're the bosses. And we were like, no. And it ended up, look, they were really nice guys.
Yeah.
It ended up being really hard for us. Like, look, they were like the Beatles. They came
Right.
to America, and like all these American girls were seeing these cute British guys, and it was like, I love Big Time Rush, but who are these cute British guys with
Sure.
long hair and cool accents? So we would do these shows, and they would finish their opening set, and then we'd go on. And when we were done with our show, they'd be screaming for One Direction.
Sure.
And it's like, look, it is what it is. That they had an amazing career. They did incredible things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, as a band, that really didn't feel good. And I remember being in Chicago, and we were like at this one theater where like the dressing room was like downstairs, but there were windows to the outside, and we had just finished our set, and the audience was outside our dressing room shouting for One Direction to come out. And I remember our manager coming out, and look, like, we're like 21, 22 years old. So
Yeah.
like our feelings still get hurt really easily.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Of course.
And our manager comes in, and he's like, I'm sorry, guys. And I remember just being like, I'm not mad. This just sucks. Like, this was supposed to be our big tour. And again, like, it's nothing that they did personally.
Of course.
It's just the beast. One thing I do regret, though, they offered us to open for them at U2. They did like 12 nights or something at the O2.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, come and perform and open for us. And we were so bitter. We were like, no, never. We probably should have done that.
Okay. But like, everything obviously worked out. And I know
It did, yes.
But to me, I think it's cool the fact that you guys are able to take time away, kind of do your own thing. Certainly, in your case, start a family, and then not feel forced or rushed to put out a project, to actually be able to take the time to come up with the next rendition, if you will, a Big Time Rush. And
absolutely.
Here we are.
And you know what? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. We had to get, Viacom and Nickelodeon on board and say, listen, like, I know you guys haven't done anything with the brand, but this means a lot to us. Can we have it and just go run with it? And the fact that they gave us their blessing, and, the four of us had to let go of anything from the past and kind of start fresh. And that took a minute. And then finding our sound and writing an album. And we're all so proud of this album, because I really think it represents the kind of music that the four of us want to put out. Back in the day, we had so many cooks in the kitchen that even if a song we loved didn't, like if we wanted to make the album, there were so many people that had opinions that they didn't necessarily make the album. This is literally the four of us with our four friends who are producers, and we said, let's make the best album that represents who we are as this new era of Big Time Rush.
The album Another Life is out now. We'll see you guys July 14th, Merriweather. Jackson, who we love as well. Carlos, man, it's a pleasure. I expect, though, when I see you Merriweather, I'm going to ask you about the chick drink. So I expect you to find that video on the YouTube.
Please, no, listen. Send me the link.
I got
Send
you.
me the link. And and you know what? Find that chick drink and bring it to the show. Find another one.
That's called White Claw now, bro. That's what that is. Carlos, make that much pleasure, brother. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you, John.